Most artists don't fail because they're not talented. They fail because they confuse going viral with artist development. There's no better example of that conversation right now than Tyla. So let's break down what really happened with her latest rollout and what every artist can learn from it.
All right, y'all. What's up? It's Jasmine Kiera, all-around entertainment girl, fairy godmother of the music industry, the internet's favorite music marketing yap star, back at it again. And I want to talk about the elephant in the room. Everyone is saying that Tyla's EP flopped, and some of y'all are a little too happy about that. Like, kind of relishing in it, kind of like taking joy in the downfall of this artist. So, let's take a look at this rollout. But here's the bigger conversation this rollout exposes. Virality is not a career plan, because even after one of the biggest global breakouts of 2023 with Water, Tyla's follow-up is being labeled a flop. That gap between viral moment and lasting career is where most artists are getting stuck. And this is exactly why I say that viral doesn't mean viable. Tyla's breakout moment put her on every playlist, every stage, but a viral song is a moment. A career is built on community, context, and consistency. And that's where the rollout starts to crack. If you're new here, hi. I'm Jasmine. With both major label artists and indie artists, I like to pull back the curtain on how this industry actually works. Headlines love a flop story. I'm interested in what the numbers say, what the rollout actually was, lessons artists, even fans, can take away from it. So here's the context. The numbers are telling a different story than what everybody is talking about online. Context around this release, the part most people are skipping. Break down what really happened, and more importantly, what Tyla can do next. Tyla dropped the WWP EP on July 25th, 2025. WWP, We Want to Party, which some people have told me feels kind of tone deaf for the state of the world and the state of America right now, but it's okay. 4 tracks, short, tight body of work, right? First week, 3,700 units sold. It's low if you're looking at it like a full album, right? EP, especially one without a huge promo budget behind it, she is streaming well. And y'all, it was 4 songs. Like, numbers that she did are actually pretty normal. Real standout was Dynamite featuring Wizkid. It debuted high on the US Afrobeats chart from streaming alone. And y'all are talking about album sales like people actually buy music in 2025. I mean, they don't in the US, but they do, in Japan and other places. But in the US, 80% of music consumption is from streaming services. Who actually listened, they liked the music. Issue wasn't the songs. Rollout, or really lack of one. Minimal push, limited promo, absolutely no narrative. So it feels like she just dropped an EP on us without any narrative, any story, and people made their own up and ran with it. An EP is usually a placeholder, not a main event. But for someone like Tyla, who has been signed for years, who knows how much marketing money they invested in making Wada the hit that it was, she is a Grammy Award winning artist off of her first album. So I think that people were probably expecting more from a new project from her. Expectations did not reach reality. And there was also an old controversy and audience disconnect. So let's get into the mess of it all. Now, this is where things get messy. Apparently, an old clip from 2020 resurfaced. She identified as colored. South Africa, that term has a completely different meaning than it does in the US. It's not even spelled the same. The US, there is deep historical trauma with considering yourself colored. There's plenty of words and terms that were used for us against our will, as opposed to identifying as Black. That is something with a capital B that we have reclaimed and that we are proud of. Here wanted context, clarity, maybe even some empathy. That instead was silence, or her, not wanting to answer questions about that, which is like, baby, if you aren't prepared to answer questions in interviews, then maybe you need some media training. Maybe some of the marketing budget should have went towards media training. Why do they have you out here doing interviews, especially Breakfast Club interviews, if you're not ready to answer questions? So silence or fusion or just a firm stance without deeper explanation. And that's where the disconnect started. As an artist, sometimes you just want to have one interview and talk about something once and like never talk about it again, which I understand because the more you talk about it, the bigger of a story it becomes. But as you can see, don't fully explain. We're in 2025 where you did one interview and you talked about it. Don't expect everybody to have seen that interview. Sometimes it does feel like haters just want to be haters, and you can't avoid that, right? We cannot avoid that. But if we put our best foot forward and if we provide context, provide clarity, provide empathy, like had she handled that Breakfast Club interview another way, as opposed to like looking at her manager because she didn't want to answer a question, maybe we wouldn't even be here right now. That's kind of where the disconnect started, barely because of the music at all. The cultural conversation, her name started drowning it out. So why did this turn into a flop narrative? One, no proactive communication. When you don't tell your story, people start to fill in the blanks. Number two, controversy is always going to be nuanced, especially online. Algorithm ate up the backlash, not so much the music. Genuinely, I did not discover this album from any content Tyla was doing, any promotions on socials, or anything like that. I discovered it from people talking about it flopping. I hate that for my girl, honestly. Number three, I think fans were expecting more. They were expecting a statement project. Debut album was so good. The marketing was so good. Water did so well. There's still like deep cuts on there that I'm like, did this ever get a video? So it's like fans are expecting more as a follow-up to that album. It is a soft, quiet 4-song EP drop. Expectations and the delivery just isn't gonna match. That's that on that. It's not all bad here. It's not a career ending release. This is more a learning or a teaching moment for her and her team. Again, she had a strong streaming single with Dynamite, like having a WizKid feature. That's huge. Even with all the noise happening, she even had people like Cardi B, even Charlemagne and other people being like, why is everybody hating on Tyla? I do not understand this. Fan excitement, it's not gone. I don't think we are just ready to pack it up and say goodbye and we never want to hear anything from Tyla ever again. EP could still slow burn its way to a win since it's only 4 songs, is a deluxe version, add to it, all of that great stuff. So, what is the fix? Honestly, she has acknowledged it multiple times, both on her own platform as well as in an interview with British Vogue. But those are the things, guys. Who saw the interview in British Vogue? So, you have to do one clear, empathetic for your US audience specifically, since they are the ones who have the biggest problem. You explaining colorism with British Vogue, that's kind of tone deaf. I feel like people in Europe probably understand that and didn't need the context, didn't need the clarity, right? It's really your US audience that needs it. So we need it on a platform that we consume and that we will see. So doing one clear, empathetic statement for your US audience, explaining the cultural term respectfully, it would really go a long way. Second, lean back into the fans, since the fans are really who blew up Wada with the dance challenge, trying to figure out how to shake their booty. You know what I'm saying? Small fan focused content could really go a long way. It could be all about just really connection first. BTS of how this came together, just exclusive things. I'm not gonna give you a list of content that you should be doing. You're signed to a label, you know. But if focused content is what put you on to begin with, and if a bunch of random people on the internet are saying that your project dropped and there's actually fans who enjoy it. Obviously, there's fans who enjoy it, or Dynamite would not have the success that it has. So if you make your one clear statement and then you lean into your fans, the fan engagement and the community building with the people who support you, and I don't see the harm in that. Third, drop a high impact single or an album with some real promo behind it, right? I do not know what your marketing budget was for Water or for your debut album, but you're a very talented, great artist. And maybe instead of following up with an EP, maybe we should have had a few singles. I want you to have a high impact single or album with real promotion behind it. Again, it feels like this EP just dropped out of nowhere. Like you've got streaming momentum, you can use it. Doing like open verse challenges, doing remixes, visual series, since you're ART. Oh my gosh, I cannot sing. But let's have some fun with it, you know? This is the real blueprint, not just for Tyla, but for any artist trying to go from viral to vital. It's about shifting from chasing numbers to building narrative, from chasing views to building value, building a community. Tyla's next move has to be fan first. And so does yours. So what do you think? Was this really a flop? Or are we just too quick to write artists off these days? If you're tired of chasing virality without seeing real growth, this is exactly what I help artists fix. I'm opening 5 fall strategy sessions to build out your 2026 fan base plan because moments fade, movements last. Click the link in the bio and let's make your next rollout fan base first. Drop your thoughts below. If you want more rollout review episodes or breakdowns like this, make sure you subscribe, stick around, comment, share this. I'm trying to get monetized. This is how artists win in 2025. Not with hype, but with strategy. Until next time, stay tuned with Jazz. I'll see you later. Bye. For watching Rollout Review. Oh yeah, like it, share it, subscribe for more. Thanks so much.